Welcome to another episode of Put in Work. My name is Mark Rankin.
I'm Louis Guaman.
And today we're sitting down with the man of the moment, Jack Liang. First of all, give it up for Jack, because this man, he doesn't run not one, not two, but a group of restaurants, one of which is the Poke Spot and the other one is Project Cozy. So listen up, because this fucking man is going to break it down. He's going to show us like how he went from college student to restaurateur or multi-brand business owner. Jack, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming out and supporting us. How did you get started, man? You're like what, 26?
27? 26.
26 years old. Like, this guy's fucking killing it. Let's just put that in the open. How'd you get started?
Yeah, so I didn't really realize it, but when I was in college, I started a promotion company.
Nice.
Promoting parties and clubs.
Sick.
And I didn't really realize how much of an impact that had on my success now. But just learning how to manage people, run daily operations, plan events, and meeting so many different types of people has really helped me promote a brick and mortar type business. So I closed down that promoting company just earlier this year to focus on other businesses.
Nice.
But I think starting that at 18 has really helped me a lot.
That's legit.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's legit.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, doing that, like, when you say party promoting, like, I know a lot of promoters. I used to promote.
Right.
That's how I kind of got my start, too. When I
Yeah.
first came to America, I jumped into that. But then the skills that I learned, they really, really helped me. So what skills did you learn in the promotion?
Yeah.
And would you actually recommend that people look into that as a viable means of making money?
Yeah. Yes. So the skills I learned, more working with different people. We had like 7 partners, so just learning how to deal with everybody. And even though at that time entrepreneurship and going into entrepreneurship full time almost wasn't realistic, right?
Right. Yeah.
What was that, like 8 years ago? So it almost wasn't realistic, and I mean it was just dealing with people. We're like, all right, this is just gonna be a side thing, but we're actually gonna finish school and become like bankers or work at companies,
Finance.
but yeah, exactly. So I honestly think there's a huge demand for people who want to party, especially like 18 plus, and then 21 plus, obviously. So do I think it's a good business? Yeah.
Is there money in it?
Yeah, there's a lot of money in it, especially one day. Like one day on like a New Year's Eve, we could make 50 to 100,000.
Oh yeah,
in
easily.
One day.
Yeah,
prime
One day.
night.
Yeah. Sometimes more. But Halloween, July 4th, and we you're just really tackling those special days.
Yeah.
You build the customer base, you build the email base, and you build the name for yourself, and then all you have to do is these one-off events and just make a lot of money from it.
Nice.
That's brilliant, Mark.
Yeah.
I love how you said that when you come to the country, you come from Jamaica, and you come into this country, what's the first thing that I should do that I know how to do? Party. That's what I'm going to teach people how to party. But Jack, right, so how do you transition? Why did you think being a restaurateur was a good transition to go from partying to that?
Yeah, so, well, one thing is you can't undervalue partying, right?
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah.
Let me explain. Anyone who becomes wealthy, what eventually, at least from what I've seen, they want to have a good time.
Yeah.
And they want to be surrounded with people who know how to have a good time.
Absolutely.
So true.
Right? Because you have all this money, now what? Right?
Yeah.
So definitely don't discount partying. But what has helped me do is be organized and learn how to promote something, which is a very valuable skill set, right? You open a restaurant, most restaurants fail first year, what?
Yeah.
90%?
That's right.
And it's probably going to get even worse going forward. So my skill set is I make sure as soon as we open, we're crushing it. We have lines. you know, we're on the press. People know about us. Everyone wants to try us.
Okay.
And what that does is it mitigates the risk of you not having your initial, like, your customers, your sales for the first 3 months, which is like, for most restaurant owners who are immigrants, most likely, they open a restaurant, they just hope people will come to people will know about it, right? And it doesn't work like that. And then, you know, no one comes, and then, you're closed. So you spend all this money, all this effort opening a restaurant, and then all of a sudden
it's empty.
It's empty, and that's like something. It is a huge pain point. Like how do you spend all this money, open a restaurant,
and just wait?
Yeah, and then
that's crazy.
And that's the risk a lot of people take.
I was speaking to one of my other friends who opened up a restaurant. He's a little bit of an older gentleman, but still, he still had that older school kind of mentality. And it's really strange to me, though, exactly what you just said, that he and several other people, even now, they open up a restaurant or a business, and they expect to just have a negative balance, you know, to eat money for several months
or years
until all of a sudden something happens, you know. But it's really interesting what you just said, and for the audience to really take note of that, is that you promoted it like a party. You know? You made sure when it started, you had people in the doors or just knowing about it somehow already, right?
I mean, I just want to really point out to the viewers and the listeners right now. So 2 things. If you have a social media marketing agency, the door is wide open. Because these older folks who have the means to open these restaurants, they don't know how to promote it. And they need us, because Jack is saying because of social media, because of the internet, his business was a success out the gate. So you need to be able to position yourself in front of these people who have businesses, whatever the business is, and they're not using social media, which is ludicrous. You position your company in such a way and get in front of these people. And then number 2, like as young people, we can do it too, because we already have the presence online. We already have that social media presence. People already are influenced by our behavior. So we can draw them into whatever business we have, right?
Yeah, I agree.
How did you do it, like in the beginning? Like, so tell us practical things that you did to get it out there. Like, what did you do on social media? What were you posting?
So, Pokespot was the first restaurant that I opened August 2016. So it's been about 2 years.
Nice. So you passed the 2-year mark.
We're about to pass the 2-year mark.
Bam.
Yeah, we now have 4 stores, and then the coffee shop, Project Cozy, somewhere within those 2 years. Some practical. Well, let me take a step back. I was working corporate. I was working at allrecipes.com for about 2 years, and just had a lot of insight on food and what people were searching for. So I kind of saw demand. And at the same time, I traveled quite a bit, because it was like, you know, my first time getting money from, I graduated, I have a salary, then you just go out and travel, see the world. So I'm in LA, I see these food concepts, I'm trying it, I'm like, okay, you know, tried some poke. Like, this would be great in New York City. It's healthy, it's fast, it's delicious. You know, that's New York, right? That's the direction that we're going towards. So I kind of just, light bulb went off, and I was like, maybe we should do this. So we went there was 1 or 2 or 3 existing poke concepts in New York, and we tried them all. We just had like a not very good experience, long lines. The food quality wasn't there. It wasn't what we had in California. And then, you know, we decided, hey, let's do it. Let's start it. So from finding a broker to, you know, pitching the business plan to the board of, you know, whoever it was, we were able to get it done. People believed us. People trusted in us. We had data to prove the concept. We had the good team.
How'd you convince them to give you the money, or where did you get the startup money?
When I opened Pokespot, I had $10,000 in my bank account.
Wow, which is your own savings.
Which is not a lot. You know, and I have college debt. You know, went to NYU. So I have college debt. I had a little bit of money, and I'm like, you know, this idea has presented itself to me, and I'm like, it's a good idea. I take huge swings. Not recommended, but you know, we're young.
That's you. That's your style. That's what you want to do. Yeah.
I swing, and if I miss, you know.
That's it. Yeah.
You know,
you eat it.
Yeah, I'll eat it. I'll get back up. I'll learn. But you know, it just came from believing in the idea, really believing in our own ability, and then raising the capital just by friends and family.
Are you serious?
Yeah, raising capital, friends and family.
It's brilliant, yeah.
So wait, like you literally said, hey, can you give me $5,000? Can you give me?
Yeah.
Like
well, you probably pitched it to him.
Yeah.
No, of course, yeah.
You know, and it wasn't just give me. I'm like, I'm gonna pay you back.
Yeah.
Some people invested. Some people, you know, even took out credit cards, maxed it out, went all in. Just not recommended because you know you can get screwed.
Of course.
You know, if you don't know what you're doing, but
of course.
You know, it worked out for me.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Because you think you were more knowledgeable? Because overall, the more knowledge you have, the less risk you have. It mitigates risk.
It mitigates risk. I mean, some of my other friends opened a ice cream shop before me, and I was like, if they can do it, I can do it.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're very smart people, but I was just like, you know.
If that fucking
you're like, listen,
guy.
no, if this freaking guy.
No, there's no. And it was like, you know, they use the same strategy, right?
Yeah.
Like social media. And at that point, I felt like I was stronger in social media than they were.
Of course.
So I was like, there's no, like, if they can do it, I can do it. There's nothing else.
I want to touch real quick on something that you said before, which is really insanely cool to me. You had an idea of cool poke, or like looks cool, okay, sounds cool. So many people, not just in the restaurant industry, but many different industries have these ideas for something and they want to invest in it. And they get excited about it and they just go for it right away.
Yeah.
But they don't really have the proper kind of backing, not the proper data, not the proper kind of experience. What's really different about what you just said, you just said it nonchalantly, okay? But it's a big deal. It's a big deal. Where what you physically did went to LA, okay? Maybe not for the poke, but while you were there, you were trying different foods because you had this experience with the website that you worked in.
Yeah.
You talked to different people, you literally tried different things, you see different strategies over there.
Yeah.
You notice the trends, okay? The trends. You could do this in accounting and finance. You could do it. People don't think this way, but you can because you just listen. You look at the new technologies that are rising, things of that nature. See what's working for other people, at least kind of a micro kind of in a micro kind of scale. And then that's why you wanted to really dive into it over here because you saw the opportunity. That's how it was made. It wasn't just I think this is cool, let me just put money in it. It's I think this is cool, but let me try it, let me test it. I use my info, let me talk to my other people, these ice cream dudes who you knew, and then execute. That's real knowledge. And so that's the steps to that.
Yeah, I mean, from the outside, people probably just think, you know, this
Yeah.
guy's opened it, but there's a lot of history and years of other experiences that, you know, accumulated to a physical store.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. So my following the next step for me would be a big issue that I have always in my life is that I'm 28 years old and I look like I'm like 17. So it is always difficult for me in terms of, and it doesn't help that I'm like 5 foot nothing. Does not. People tend like out of the gate not to take me seriously as a younger person and with the face of a kid. You know, so you
and you know we're minorities, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let's put it out there.
Minority
You know,
couch.
yeah. And also as a minority, as you rightly mentioned. So how did you like position yourself in your pitches to make people take you seriously?
That's a great question. I think one thing is if you really believe in an idea and yourself, you're selling it. Right? You're if you really believe that you yourself or this idea is going to work, you will make it happen.
Like the passion.
Yeah, people see it, right? Because I've had people pitch me ideas and I look at them, I'm like, you don't even believe this is going to work. You know, you just want to hear what my advice is, which is great. I don't recommend like asking too many people for their opinions because what happens is they're just going to talk you out of it. So it's you go into meetings and when you meet with people, you go in and you sell. And if you really believe in that idea, you sell. And I think just dressing for the occasion. I didn't dress like this, but then now I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I can. I made it.
Because you set the standard.
People want to talk to me,
Right.
It is like, but before, when I'm trying to get into these buildings and I'm trying to, this corner in Union Square, it's like, you got to dress the part, you got to be on time, you got to present yourself well. You really have to sell yourself. That's what it is. They don't really care. The idea can be cool that has data, but you have to sell yourself. And it's not easy. We've done this. We went to other boards and we pitched it to other boards, and we all look young, and there's college kids, maybe they don't even have experience. Why let them in? I could let Chipotle or Starbucks in, right? But you just have to really sell. Like, there's nothing to it. You just got to show the passion that you have for
that's crazy you mentioned that. I'm shooting a sales course which is about selling yourself. Quick plug.
Hey.
To be continued, it'll be this. But
it's about yourself. When I invest now in other restaurants, and it might be foolish, but I don't really care about what they're selling. Because that could be improved. I care about who they are.
How the person running it.
Who's running it, right? That's totally my investment. If you are good and you believe in the idea,
that's so
I
legit.
will invest in you. I don't care about the product.
Because it can be changed.
Can be improved.
So something that I want to really to put forth to the people listening is, number one, you were pitching at one point, and now you're being pitched.
Now I'm being pitched.
So give us some really good practical tips that people can use when they're pitching.
Yeah. So come prepared.
Be prepared.
Be prepared. Have data. Literally count. If you're trying to do a restaurant and you have a location in mind, if you're even that far, I need you to sit out there for hours and count how many people are walking by at different times of day. That's when I know you're prepared.
Serious.
You're serious. Don't come and tell me you have this idea. We're thinking about this location. I don't even have a broker yet.
That's crazy.
I mean, I don't mind. Okay, you got to get a broker first. You got to, you maybe have a few places in mind. Maybe have finances ready.
Sure.
Come prepared. Come prepared.
So that's number one. Be prepared.
Be prepared. I want to see a logo almost already made. I want to see images of the food, the concept. I want to try. Bring the food. Let me try it. See images. Is this food concept existing in other cities, other states, other countries? How have you found out about this idea? Show me your projections. How much you expect to spend, how much you expect to make, your return on investment, everything. A deck. You're pitching.
Right.
It's an investor deck. It's not easy. It's not hard. It's like making a PowerPoint, making it look pretty. And explaining it. And that's really it. You don't have to. There's no magic. Just come prepared.
Just freaking do it.
Come prepared.
Do it.
What about people who are not as outgoing? Because I mentor a lot of people who their biggest block is that, man, I'm not like you. I'm not outgoing like you. I'm not funny. I'm not engaging. How do you have any advice for those people?
You gotta find people like you.
Okay.
It's tough, right? Because to get through that hump is another video in itself.
Right.
I'm not a psychologist. But there's skill sets that I don't have that I find other people who have them, and there's a lot of people who are really talented who are afraid to get out there, and they need to find people who aren't afraid to get out there.
So you would partner with people who, let's say, have different skill sets than you, could complement you.
Complement you.
If there was a scenario where you could not find, for some reason, cannot find a partner, right? Would you be open to coaching to get those skills?
I don't know. I don't know, because that's not my expertise. But I think just getting out there, going to networking events, and aiming to talk to 2 people at that networking event. Even if nothing comes out of it, just get yourself out there, just get talking.
Sure.
Listen to people pitch, watch videos, and those are just steps, right? Practical steps. And the first time I pitched something, it probably wasn't great.
Sure.
I probably got critiqued, and it was pretty shitty. But eventually, I learned just from practice, from doing it over and over and over.
To put that in one sentence, if you do not have somebody that you're gonna be able to have that supplements your information or that skill, you legit just said, go out and get it.
Find it. Find that person.
Learn the info.
Yeah. What makes you so special? What makes you get to this level and maintain it? Like, is there something like the secret?
That's a good question because I'm not a good student. I'm not a good employee.
Really?
No, I'm not
Says
good.
the Asian man who went to NYU. Not a good student. Wait, is that bad? Can I say that?
Yeah, no.
Okay. Yeah. Dude, did you just see the horror on my face? Like, wait, can I say that?
You're good, bro.
I get that all the time.
I'm a minority too.
Yeah, I mean, I get that all the time. But what people don't know is I went to BMCC first.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't get accepted to any colleges. I had a few knee surgeries. I was trying to go play college basketball. And then I went to BMCC, which I think is a fantastic community college. A lot of good people I met at BMCC. And
That's great.
I did really well the first year, and I was able to transfer to NYU.
Okay.
And
very cool.
I wasn't good at NYU. I was a good student at BMCC, though. It was not
so
hard.
when you say good student or bad student, you mean, I don't know, you didn't care, you didn't do whatever, or just bad grades, or like?
I mean, I felt like I cared a little, but it was just so much harder for me than it was for like other kids to study and sit down and just read the textbook. I was tired. I was very tired all the time. I just couldn't. I felt like I had to put in twice as much effort to get the same result as the other kids.
So this is a huge subject, obviously, like now in today's day and age. So do you really think it was because of the content that you're being taught, or the way that you were being taught?
Combination of both.
Okay.
But it was just probably that time, like, you know, you're forcing someone to study or be in a lecture hall when I'm like a very hands-on. I like to talk to people. I'm on the move, and it just wasn't my environment.
Right.
Super interesting, man.
Yeah. So you basically not the most amazing student, but what is it that kept you like in the trenches working so hard, and what is it that, you know, set you apart from all the other people in your industry?
Wow. There's like, you know, the motivation factor of, you know, trying to prove people wrong, and just, you know, finding the pain point that motivates me. And for me personally, it was not being taken seriously in high school by my teachers, just remembering that feeling and just like using it to motivate me. And as minorities, you know, we also have something to prove and represent for our own people. And whatever stereotypes there are for ourselves, we are always constantly trying to fight it or prove people wrong. And that's like my motivation. In terms of like skill set, I just keep on going. I'm always on offense, especially at a young age. I just always looking, always thinking. I surround myself with good people who are actively thinking. I cut out a lot of people who are not, you know, helping me in any way. And that's just a part of life. And that's kind of where the evolvement happens, is when you change the people who you surround yourself with. And the conversations are not like, you know, where are we gonna go on Friday, where are we gonna get lit, and where are we gonna drink, and oh, you know, maybe look at this idea, look what this person is doing, read this article. And you just get that flow of energy and good people around you going, and then, you know.
Not that there's anything wrong with like having a good time, because we're young, like we're all, you know, doing stuff. Exactly.
He makes a great point. You still get lit.
I still do, but it's a little bit, it's more thought out. It's more like, okay, today I'm gonna drink. And tomorrow I'm probably not gonna do anything, but I'm aware. And just, you know.
That's exactly it though. Like you're really pushing the testament of just what is it that you want, you know? And then the people you surround yourself with, you're making sure it's centered around what you want. And that's really, now what you just went over really ties really nicely to something I've had a question from my head, is really every entrepreneur, it's just ups and downs. That's what we go through, and we got to really like understand where we're at, go to the next level. That's really it.
Right.
So just for you, I want you to tell me whatever you're willing to share.
Yeah.
One of your biggest obstacles that really hit you, really either physically or emotionally or skillfully, and how did you get through it?
Well, biggest obstacle.
One of them.
Well, I think something that happened to me in high school. Like I said, I was a basketball player. I had 2 knee surgeries.
Whoa.
Which my first love, and I'm from Brooklyn, so my first love is basketball. So at that time, it's like, you know, the only thing they teach us in growing up in Brooklyn is you become a drug dealer, you become a basketball player, or you become a rapper.
Right.
One of those 3. Hustle. Go.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm gonna make the NBA. I'm gonna do this. And then I had my knee surgeries where it crushed me, you know. Like I said, I applied to like 15 colleges. None of them took me in.
Wow.
And then had to kind of you know, it was like a really rock bottom for me.
That's crazy.
And I just had to pick myself up and build my character and learn these, you know, new skill sets. And just doing that and going through such a crazy phase just taught me how to pick myself up and always picking myself up, even when I fail, even when bad things happen. It probably could never get as bad as tearing both my, you know, ACLs.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you share that, because like, I mean, so many people we even know, like now, they legit get just held back or stuck or just almost die off, you know, mentally because of things like that when they hit the rock bottom or they have a huge obstacle. How were some of the ways, and again for practicality, like how were some of the ways that you really picked yourself up at that time?
Just being around fun people, but to me, it's like when I see people who are on their down by rock bottom phase, I'm very happy for them because the only way they can go is up. If they get through it, and they just got to get through it. And so I'm like, oh, you know, you just broke up with your boyfriend or girlfriend and you're super depressed. I tell them, congratulations. You know, it's probably gonna be the best thing that happens to you. You're going through a down phase. You know, you're probably depressed and whatever it is. You're gonna go up, and I'm excited for you. Because you know, one door closes, another one opens, and this is just a phase of life. You go down and up, and down and up, and as you get older, and you surround yourself with older, wiser people, you try to mimic those. I mean, minimize those down times. Stay a more consistent level of rising.
That makes sense.
That's phenomenal. And I mean, I just want to like get a little bit to touch a little bit more on what you speak about being a minority a lot, and everybody on this couch that we talk to or on the show, I always ask about like, what does that mean to them? And it's different for each person. Like some people say, I'm very aware of it. I'm acutely aware that I'm different and I'm a minority. And some people say, you know what? I don't think about it. I just go about my day. How do you view it? Is it a factor? Is it something that you are cognizant of? Does it inform your behavior?
It's a huge factor for me.
Okay.
Just being an Asian American growing up in Brooklyn, New York.
New York?
Most people don't understand. Even in California, they won't understand. Or Asia. But for me, and I feel like for the people, like for me, myself, it was just constant feeling racism as a kid, and stereotypes of Asians not being the middle management, being, you know, whatever the stereotypes are. Those are huge pain points for me. So for me, it's not, I don't only represent myself, because people ask me like, you could retire right now, you could sell everything and you could retire, but I'm like, it's not for me. I don't do it for me. I do it to represent my people. I'm trying to
that is legit. Represent my people.
I'm trying to represent my culture. I'm trying to move everyone forward together, right? Because that's what entrepreneurs do. We move the society, we help the economy, and we represent.
So
that's dope.
And I know that there's some of your people who really are hurting. So I want you to look directly at camera one and a quick message to some of your brothers and sisters who really are like, they're feeling it, bro.
Wow, I never knew. I haven't thought about this all this time. I'm like, you know, just be an example. Be like someone they can root for, but to say something to people
It's like saying something to your younger self.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn. I think you just gotta prove them wrong. You know, prove the haters wrong.
Yeah.
That's so dope. I love that.
Nice.
I love that.
Right there.
Yeah.
That's a great message. Right in that nice compact package.
Yeah.
So, balance. I want to talk about balance because obviously you're busy. Running 4 restaurants cannot be easy. Like, how do you balance that? How do you have a personal life?
Yeah, I mean, at some point you kind of have to figure out like how you want your life to be like, right? So you can either work in the restaurants yourself, or you can take less money, make less money, hire more people and people you trust, and train them and spend time on training the managers, and you know, take a step back and try to do more things. And that's more of my path. I like to do more things, try different concepts, try out new ideas. I'm not a person who likes to stay at one place, which is okay for a lot of people, right?
Sure.
Because if you open up Shake Shack and you work at Shake Shack for the rest of your life, you're fine, right?
Yeah.
But for me, I'm very curious.
Yeah.
You know, I like to learn other things.
Nice.
That's just a lifestyle I chose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fun lifestyle.
And do people give you shit for that because you're like, just stay in one thing and make it huge? Like, why are you spreading yourself? Like, how do you reconcile that?
Yeah, people tell me that.
I tell you guys all the time.
Yeah, people tell me that all the time.
Like hyper focus. Like,
Yeah,
do one thing
I mean,
good.
Focus is so important.
Yeah.
It's so important. And as I am, you know, if it hits me too, I lose focus. I get sidetracked.
Yeah.
People call me, people talk to me, and I'm like, oh, you know, just get into these different things. And it's something I'm still working on myself.
Sure.
I know that is one of my weaknesses. So it's not necessarily the right thing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's just a thing that I enjoy. So it, you know, as long as it works for now, and I'm still excited.
Yeah.
I still get going.
Yeah.
I would say that's one of the formulas, part of the formula for success. You know?
Yeah.
You like what you're doing, enjoy it, put honest work into it,
Yeah.
put data behind it, and make it happen.
Yeah,
Make it
I love
grow.
to see things happen. I love to see just a concept that comes from an idea, from a PowerPoint into a physical store, or even a product that people are thinking of, and then a physical product and product on the shelves. Like, just like that makes me happy.
Yeah. So here's where the whole thing will culminate right here. There's so many people like yourself, millennials, like all of us in this room. We want to start something. We want to make our mark. We don't want to sit under these fluorescent lights, being the worker bee, crunching numbers, being, jack ourselves boss.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that. We want to own our own thing. So take me step by step of how that, or how your thing went, and if you can shed some light on how somebody else can do it. Like, you have an idea. What is step number 1 all the way to opening your doors?
Right. Well, first things first, right? Entrepreneurship is not for everybody. And people will go into it and get out of it, which is okay.
Right.
And of course, being your own boss is very glamorous, but it's not realistic for everybody.
Sure. Good disclaimer.
Yeah, and I think, sometimes it's okay to stay where you are and still collect revenue from your company, or if it's a really good company, you learn from it and whatever. But if you want to execute on something, I think you just have to surround yourself with other executors, real executors.
That's good.
Like,
like
these
that.
people have to have done something.
Yes.
There's like talk, there's just talking, and there's executors. You guys are executors. We're here, we're shooting,
Right.
we're talking.
Yeah.
People who actually do things, you have to be around them. You have to get their energy, and you have to understand their thought process. Like, look at their day-to-day. What are they actually doing? Ideas, there's so many of them.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of executors.
That is some legit.
Surround yourself with executors.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great, man. That's great.
Yeah.
So I have an idea. I want to start. I have an app idea.
Okay.
Right.
I've done those.
Everybody has an app idea.
Yeah.
Okay. What do I do first? What? Tell me what to do first.
Oh, app idea.
Yeah.
This is like the thing. Even me, I have app ideas. app to me is a little bit more challenging. The reason being is there's no deadline.
Yeah.
Right? And something I just read recently is about being proactive and what's that word where you just waste a lot of time? Procrastinator. Procrastinators are procrastinators because there's no deadline.
Yeah.
Oh.
And an app, you have no deadline, right?
Yeah.
No one's forcing you. Where a restaurant is, okay, you have a certain amount of time, and then you got to start paying rent.
Yeah.
So you better get your ass to work.
Yeah.
Where an app is like, you're not held accountable. You just have this really good idea.
Yeah.
So it's tough. But for an app, well, you have to prove what you're doing. There's a demand for it, right? See other apps that are doing something similar, and then see what they're lacking. If you can save someone money and you can save someone time that doesn't really exist right now, you can do it.
That's so.
I wouldn't go and learn coding.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
It's not. You can build out a deck with pages on how you expect the app to look, and you could raise money that way, or you can go pitch to engineers. And
Where do you actually go to pitch? Like, who do you call? Who do you email?
So a part of what I do is, even when I was working corporate, I would network at least once or twice a week. Go to events, and some of those I'm not the greatest networker because those relationships, a lot of them are nothing. A lot of but maybe it's worth one or two of them.
Yeah.
Maybe
Quality.
yeah. You just find one, and that could be your home run.
Yep.
I always tell people you have to prepare for the opportunity before it presents itself.
Absolutely.
And that's something I still go by. I'm still learning. I'm still getting ready for something new. And then when the opportunity presents itself, you're ready to talk about it.
Yeah.
That's right.
So you're still open. You're still flexible.
Oh yeah. I'm still learning. I'm still, even though I have restaurants, there's obviously other things I want to tap into. And when the conversation presents itself, app, product, I know how to talk about it.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nice. Awesome. Dude, this is absolutely amazing. And the last thing, just to kind of wrap up the entire conversation, did you have the support, the backing of your parents? Did you have well-wishers, or were more people like, please be careful, you went to school, you have your thing, why don't you just get a job? Did you have those?
No. So my parents are immigrants. They envision a very safe life for their kid. They, you graduate from a good school, you have a good job, you're sitting in an office, you have air conditioning, you have benefits, you're making good money. What are you doing? You're leaving? And they were shocked. And I'm always thinking about it, just listening to them, shit, maybe I should not quit. Maybe I should do something. Maybe I shouldn't quit. Maybe I should get a job. Fuck that! Don't listen to them. Block it out of your ear. Just if you feel like you're around people who devalue you, who view you as less of yourself, stay away from me.
Yeah.
Right. If you're talking to me I can't do a lot of things. That's how you envision me. That's how you see me.
Yeah. No.
Stay away from me.
Yeah.
You don't belong next to me.
Right.
I want people, when they're next to me, to view me as a god or as a serial entrepreneur, as something magnificent who's going to do something amazing. Right. That's how I view you guys.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm hoping that's how you kind of view me.
Absolutely.
I want to be close. I want to be around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if there's people who talk down on you, don't expect anything from you, stay away from me.
Even if those people are your parents.
Stay away from me. Stay away from me. I love you. Stay away from me.
Yeah.
Visit
don't
me.
Talk to me. I tell them straight up. I'm like, the things you're telling me is, your vision for me.
Right.
It's your protective way of keeping me safe. Because you're parents. That's the only way you're gonna think.
That's right.
But for me, it's I don't want to be safe. I don't want to be safe.
It's more dangerous sometimes to be safe.
Yeah, it's more dangerous sometimes.
Yeah.
So to me, it's
I asked you that question because as a kid of an immigrant, when I came and I had all the degree and all the extra stuff, and my mom was like, oh, why do you want to do your own business? Why don't you just, you have a great job, you have a, money's coming in, like just, it's okay. You don't need all that because they don't want you to fail.
They don't.
They want to protect you, and they think that's protecting you. But you're saying, and I'm saying, it's like, no.
They are not the most educated people in our society. Let's get it. Like,
they're not
even from here.
Or something really important for several immigrants or children of immigrants, their parents, like our parents, several of them are super educated, right? Either from there or they came here, learned and whatnot. They're doctors and lawyers and things of that nature. And so what happens?
Entrepreneurs.
Or they're entrepreneurs. But a lot of the time when I talk, of course, the guys like you and several of my other friends, that their parents push them like that because it's a path that they know of already.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly like you were saying, is that parents are going to push their kids on the same path that they went on to, or a path that they know of, because it's just, like you said, safer in their head. But that's not necessarily true.
Yeah.
You have to identify what you want.
Yeah.
And you make the decision for yourself.
Yeah.
And entrepreneurship is not easy.
Yeah.
Especially in New York City, cost of living is so high.
Yeah.
You got to pay rent.
Competition
is fierce. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
And sometimes I advise people, like, take a step back. Don't rush into it. Just keep on improving yourself and keep on preparing for the opportunity before it presents itself. And the opportunity will present itself.
It always does.
Yeah, when you're seeking it, when you're on the offense, when you're networking, it presents itself. If you feel like it's the right opportunity, go all in.
It's kind of like also what you said before, what's going to make the difference though, is that really if you're prepared when that opportunity comes.
Yeah.
Because legit, and people don't know, people complain or people like, oh, whatever, and they just cry all the time, but essentially there's always something that's going to come your way, always something, where you can really exploit it. Not in a bad way, but exploit it and make it something positive for you, positive for your friend, or positive for your family.
Yeah.
But you got to be able to know and be able to have the knowledge to execute on that.
Yeah.
And you only know that through just repetitive knowledge.
Some good opportunities come by people and they're like, I'm not qualified or whatever it is, I'm like, so get qualified. Just fucking do it. Like,
Nice, man. Jack, listen, bro. This has been phenomenal. Some great content there. I hope you guys were taking notes because my head is just like filled with the Liang like nuggets, golden nuggets and stuff. So, Jack, where can the people find you? Where can they, if they want to get in touch with you, or if they want to come to your restaurant, like where can they find you?
I'm usually at my cafe for the most part at Project Cozy. If they want, my Instagram is Mr. Jack Ma, so MRJCKMA. Jack Ma is my idol, so
I love that guy too.
He's dope.
And so where are the restaurants? So first with Project Cozy, where is that?
It is in Little Italy, Soho, NoHo area.
Awesome. And the Poke Spot?
Poke Spot is one in New York, one is in Union Square, the other one's in Soho. And then we have one in Atlanta and Philly. So if you're in those areas,
check it out. Understand that they're being run by an awesome gentleman, awesome people. Okay,
they're not being run by me. My team.
Exactly, awesome people.
My team is doing all the work. I'm just,
You're there. It all comes from the top, man.
My team does all the work.
Nice. Representing for the millennials. Listen, that's another episode of Put in Work. I hope you enjoyed it. Please follow all our socials. Also, please comment. Let us know if you really enjoyed this interview. Let us know if you really got some very good nuggets, what we can do better, what we can do to improve the following or the next episodes. Please put some stuff in the comments so we can improve the show. And with that, thank you so much for watching.